So it was from last week's session, where we kick in for this week's session. You had all just finished in that little tricky mine that you found. Caused a major explosion in the end, nuked a lot of your enemies, and then made your way to the end of the tunnel, and in doing so, you found the mayor again. Standing as a pirate atop a ship with a number of other unscrupulous fellows across this area. And that's pretty much where we left off. You were standing at the edge of that cave. Shadows behind you, doing enough to block, as you can see forth. And now have to decide what you're planning on doing at this point. And at the moment, you're crept back enough, still in the shadows, that no one has noticed you. You have stealth, essentially the briefest edge of it, on your side. You know, kind of be unfair if I said you went through this map and they all jump you immediately. 'Cause that wouldn't be fun.
We seem to be a tad bit outnumbered in this scenario.
We do indeed. Is it the Did you say the pirates look like they're getting ready to pack up and leave?
Indeed, they are quite busy putting together. However, if you want to take a nice gander, you can certainly roll perception for that one as you scan across the field to see what you can see from your lofty vantage point.
Sure thing. Nope.
Vaccine just nodding his head. There's a lot of them.
Would I be able to make a perception check?
Oh yeah, everyone can take a shot at perception.
Okay.
Deacon's similar on par. He goes, yeah, no, definitely. I think there's a few crew underneath the deck of that boat as well. And Phoenix nodding. At least 7. 7's a go-to random number, right?
Yeah. Jillian, are you rolling?
Sorry, I was rereading my spells. What was it that we were checking for?
Perception.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can. I'm just trying to figure out my new feat. The expanded spell strike. I was just seeing if I had any attacks that have a line or a cone. Turns out I can learn Burning Hands. So,
Ooh.
Can I have that prepared, or do you need me to start like an official new day? I know it said it counted as a long rest, but I don't think it counted as a new day.
I did skip it a bit forward because you got your level 4s off the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
You could, but keep in mind, flammable things catch fire.
Mm-hmm.
We got a dock, boats, all that sort of stuff. Kindling, as far as the eye can see. I'm assuming Burning Hands ignites things on fire and not just creatures. I haven't actually read the wording on it specifically in this version, which is why I'm saying, keep in mind, haha. Nestry just be nodding, there's a bunch of them.
I can read it for you if you want. 1 second.
No, by all means. That way you'll know whether or not you gotta worry too much about collateral damage.
Gouts of flame rush from your hands. You deal 2d6 fire damage to creatures in the area. And if I heighten it, then it increases by 2d6.
Alright.
That's literally all it says. Saving throw, basic reflex. So the way that expanded spell strike works is if I use an attack like Burning Hands, where it's a cone, if I use it in my spell strike, then I should still get the cone from where I'm standing, or if the creature is large or larger, it can be from the target as well. But the cone effect still happens. Let me just double check to make sure that I can choose. The spell has an area. The target must be in that area. A burst is centered on the corner of the target square, or the square corner closest to the center of the target. Why is the wording so confusing? If the target is large or larger, you can choose the corner if more than one is eligible. A cone or line emits from you and must include the target. If you're not adjacent to the target, using a reach weapon or starlit span for example, choose any square adjacent to the target as the source. Spell affects all creatures in the area as normal, but this strike still targets only one creature.
Right?
Okay. It's confusing, isn't it? I think what it's saying is... this is where I got confused, because it's saying if it's like a melee attack, then the cone emits from you. But if it's something like what I use, which is Starlit Span, then the cone will emit from a corner of the target.
No, the corner only emits from the target if it's a burst area. If it's a cone, you choose any square adjacent to the target as a source.
Mm-hmm. So a practical example of that would be like, if I go to the main screen, if I targeted like this guy, for example, the one with the feather hat, then I could have the cone emit like in this direction over here and hit this guy?
No. The area must include the target. So you would need to pick like a square from like that side.
Mm-hmm.
Like the square must be adjacent.
I gotcha, but it's a 15-foot cone though, so I could still potentially hit other creatures if they're standing closer together. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm much better at visuals, so I appreciate that you put the template out 13, because I was trying to make sense out of it in my head.
Yeah, but the burst would be centered on him.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a burst spell. And now I will try and figure out
how to delete those.
I think you just click them and delete, but I think Alan's faster in the drawer.
Oh, I saved you a minute.
Yeah. Yep.
I know. Sometimes we all look towards pieces of fiction and all that and say, if I was this would be me. That's me in that thing. And someone picks an awesome character. But I gotta be honest. I know if I was anyone, I'd probably be Mo from Wally. Just come up clean, 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 clean. Mo.
Yeah, when creating a deacon, I didn't know there was a rat race, and I am killing myself for that, because I could have made a Skaven rat thing.
Yes, yes, murder kill. Yes, yes. Well, you never know. Maybe we'll need to reincarnate you.
Oh God. The heart shuts
yeah,
down.
Jameson, look at the bright side. Maybe we'll reincarnate you.
Yeah, maybe Deacon will die and I could make a rat thing.
Well, don't jinx yourself. The character's had a good time so far. So there are pirates. Bundles of them, many that you can clearly see from your present location, and a few beyond that, inside the belly of this ship. You think there's a couple. As I jokingly said, at least 7. But you know, that's such a random number.
Well, so far, from tokens alone on the board, I can count 14 maybe? I think.
It's also a big map, after all. But it's a pirate cove.
I'm a little bit concerned. Last time we opened up by trying to talk to them, Nestria was attacked.
Yeah, I'm not making the first move, that's for sure.
The sheer number of them.
You walked up last time on a mechanical device that is considered a godsend of a treasure to people like these. Use them to drill in and steal from so many things. And of course, that's also where they had their good pile of treasure. So you all woke up like, oh, hi, how you doing? And they're like, nope, we're guards. That did not end well. So I can't blame you for being a little cautious. They certainly did shoot right off the get-go.
I mean, I could try talking to them. Yous could, like, stay hidden here, and I'll just run away. And then if they chase me, you can jump them in the shadows. But it's up to you guys, unless you have. I don't suppose Phoenix has in his spellbook at this level, summon creature greater, and we can just like drop a dinosaur in there.
No, but I do have an emergency spell that I've been holding, so.
Summon a dinosaur. The captain walks up, just waves a hand out. The whole troop stops, pets it on the head. The dinosaur's now his. But Dan's got an emergency spell.
I have a instant parade. I literally make a parade around me, and I can send it off.
What?
Can you make, like, what does this parade look like?
A parade. The fanfare, the noise, everything. So I send that off and go the opposite direction.
Okay.
Wow.
It was an absolutely funny spell. I had to take it.
I'm just reading it just now. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Instant parade. Wow. So you become automatically hidden as long as it follows you. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm the center of the spell, but I'm hidden.
And I think hidden is a 25% mischance?
I'd have to go look up the rules. I just saw the spell and I'm like, that sounds absolutely hilarious. I'm taking it.
No further questions?
No further questions because random works. If anything I have learned while playing with Ellen is random works. The more random it is, sometimes it works better.
Oh no,
Okay.
it's even better than a 25% mischance. It's a 50% mischance to make you get an 11 or higher.
Yep, a
On
DC
a
11
flat
flat
check.
check. And that's for attack spells and all other effects, or it fails. Love it. Unless it's an area effect, then you know you're nuked by a fireball, you're nuked by a fireball.
Yeah.
Plus, everything else you're hidden from is flat-footed to you. So
That
you
would
have 2
be-
AC.
That would be great on if like a rogue could cast that.
Oh god.
Technically, Jade could have if it was in D&D, because he had the levels of spellcasting, so he could get the scroll and cast it.
I think it only affects you though. This, if I'm reading that right.
I think the group can hide in the parade.
Oh right, yeah, creatures can hide. Right. But it's centered on you. But you're automatically hidden. Other creatures can hide. Oh, that's cool. That is cool.
When it just pulls a gigantic one of those Mickey Mouse style costumes. No, Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah. Let's go creepy.
But it's still pretty close to Halloween. You could pull it off. Would you reckon, guys, should we attack first or talk first? I don't think we'll be able to stealth anywhere decently.
I believe it would be best to attack first. We don't know if they have any more of those machines, and letting one of us go ahead first could just mean we get one, you get downed instantly.
Well, I don't know. I'm nervous because like 3 of them or 4 of them almost killed the whole party. So I don't know. I'm tempted to just be like, let's just go. Let's just leave.
The captain might have better control of his men. Like,
yeah, but
You might
if
also
the general
find a hard path leaving the way you came. After all, you blew it up.
that's true.
The other thing is they're rushing to fill up the ship like they're going to take off.
like I know we shouldn't run, but I'm just so nervous because like I don't think that if the other party attacked on site, then I don't see why these guys would be any different. But I mean, I'm fine with trying to talk to them, but I'm just definitely not going to be the one to go first because I got us in trouble the last time, and I don't want to do that to us again.
Yeah.
Although,
I mean,
if we were to burn some of their supplies, we could get some of them scrambling and separate them, making them easier to take on.
Yeah.
I imagine though they must have ranged weapons on that ship. Even if we split them up, there's still a body of water they could shoot us across from. And there wouldn't really be much we could do about that. Does it look like there's no like is there really like any visible heavy weaponry on like the ship? Like, is it big enough to like have cannon ports?
Oh yeah, 3 cannon ports along the side from what you can see. Don't know if they were original to the design of the ship, but it certainly has 3 cannons now.
I mean, they might not fire a cannonball at us while they're under the same cave.
Now, in all truth, this is your standard super duper awesome pirate cove. Up to here, sure, it's covered, and probably another 400 feet to the south is covered, but after that, it opens up in grand fashion out to the main sea itself.
If we crept to say like the edge of this area and tried to be hidden, would we be able to overhear what the ones closest to us are saying?
You could definitely get another perception check if you can stealth your way up that far, still hidden by the darkness and shadow of the area behind you before the actual torch kicks in once you cross that rickety little bridge. Coming up to it though, if you can get good on a stealth check, you could certainly do another perception check to see what you can pick up. This distance as well, as mentioned, since you're back in a cave, is probably considerably greater than 100 feet, or 20 feet, somewhere closer to the 100, but you know.
I could try. I've got +7. Try sneaking closer. So that would put me... So yeah, I'll creep up to the bridge and try and...
I've got a +10. I don't know if you want to just do one or the other, but
You can go if you want. I don't mind putting myself in danger. I know you're
I don't mind putting
Really?
myself in danger. It's putting you guys in danger that I don't want to do again because I've already done that. But I can maybe. Which way are you going, Dean?
just up to like that wooden bridge here.
I'll go beside him, like on the other side. Like if he's gonna hide behind these rocks, I'll hide. Or yeah, if he's gonna hide on that side, then I'll hide on the left side.
You're pretty much creeping as close as you can get under the cover of darkness, but coming that close does require stealth rolls. Also, I like how the chat image now puts a little circle around the pictures.
Yes, it's nice. Does it do? I thought that was a module or something, but it just does that by itself.
Well, being able to post the images in is a module, and it does that
Oh,
now,
okay.
which is kind of cool. Oh, there's our stealth rolls. We got a 21 from Nestri and a 20 from Devaxian. Devaxian rolls high with the lower bonus, and Nestri rolls low with the higher bonus, and just about evens it out. As the two of them do that sort of militaristic belly crawl, you know, the elbows out as they go. Might even be racing each other at one point, but Nestri probably wouldn't because, you know, she already had one unlucky draw. As Jillian's mentioned, she's being a little bit on the cautious side, but you both do make it up to the very edge of the brick. Very close now to where they'd be. Where it is on the map is accurate in size for your characters. Not for our two who are standing back, mind you. Neither of you have to worry for any caught. But for the front, go ahead and give yourself those perception checks once again. And as you listen carefully and watch, to try to get a better view of what's going on with this lot.
Oh, no.
boy. Come on.
There you go.
Nestri gets up close, and unfortunately she's directly above a whirlpool, creating a massive torrent of water right at the juncture leading out. The rushing of the waves and all that, she can only hear roughly over. Pirates going, okay, with it, and we go. The village. Oh man, that's good. I don't think I'll see what yeah. You know, it's about all you're getting as much as you're struggling. However, this leads to a calm peace and serenity for Devaxian at the top of the river, or at least that's what I'm going to say because it works given the dice rolls. The silence is enough that you're able to pinpoint so much more this time around. You can hear them talking, making orders to pick up the pace, get your gear together, grab the goods, get onto the ship, load up. They intend to be moving out. You can also hear a few of them overhearing them talk about purchases from around the corner where it looks as though someone who Nestri is able to see out the corner of her eye, but still out of Devaxian's view since you've gotten closer, is selling for coin generic equipment and goods to the other pirates as they come up, grab their gear and get going. More than once or twice you even hear of a couple coming from the northeastern area where they come out after changing their clothes, now wearing more piratey style attire, giving a yar matey, ah, and smack you to each other right into the chest bump. You know, typical pirate stuff.
Someone is selling stuff? Oh, that's interesting.
You also
some-
notice small
Oh, sorry.
boats. Oh, sorry. That would be coming up with a few standard-looking townsfolk or other generic people on there. They would take their time heading up to that northeastern area as well. Only a couple more of them, mind you. Probably 5 or so. Switching out their standard attire for more rugged and battle-ready clothing. Taking on the true appearance of pirates, it would seem. As maybe some of the townspeople were hidden. The plot thickens.
Okay. So it's stealth pirates.
Elven pirates.
Yeah, I didn't even realize we were this close to water. All right. If someone's selling stuff. To me, that says that, or suggests that maybe these pirates that we're looking on board ship aren't in charge of this area, so they might be less inclined to start trouble. Like if they upset the owner of the cove, maybe. But then again, we're not pirates; we're in a pirate cove. Don't know. I don't think we can take 14 pirates though.
With a perception check of 25 as well. You can tell 14 was a rather low estimate. There's at least 20, if not more.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, wild idea. We could try to sneak on the ship, but I don't know. I'm not optimistic about that. I genuinely have no idea what to do.
I think the only thing we can realistically do is hide and watch them leave, or try and talk to them to get some information out of them. I think fighting is, we're on to a loser there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think the only thing. Sorry, Jameson, you want to go ahead?
Oh, I was just going to ask. I know from the previous group, some of them escaped. Do we see any of them here?
Well, you had found 2 of the 3 escapees at the beginning of the tunnel, filled with noxious gas that you clogged.
That's right.
They were fighting over a gas mask. Neither of them made it. And as for the 3rd, with the Vaxian's mighty 25, no, you do not see them anywhere.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, because, like, if any of them recognized us, that would be a bit bad, and with the captain all the way on the ship, talking might be possible.
Now, the captain, as mentioned, that is most assuredly the mayor who you all had some in-depth conversations with recently.
Well,
Yeah.
what if we pull like a Keira Knightley in Pirates 1 and ask for a parlay?
I was just gonna ask Alan if I could do a knowledge check or something to know if there's a common pirate sign for peace, so that we can parlay.
You can always try to wave a
Rum?
white flag that's universally accepted
Okay.
as a sign of peace. But pirates are universally known to not be nice people. After all, the very definition, right?
Devaxian will draw a dart and tie a handkerchief to it. assume there's enough space. It says it's larger than an arrow, shorter than a javelin, short shaft of wood ending in a metal tip. He gets out a dart, ties a white handkerchief to it. I would just stay down if I was you, Nestri, because they might shoot me. But, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And then he'll just step out and he'll shout over to the captain. So you said that I was an elf, even though I was a half elf. Does that mean I have a chance of being an elven pirate? He'll hold up the flag.
Keeping in mind the captain being far away on the ship, unless they're looking towards you or you do something massive to catch their attention, that's quite a distance. You know? You're talking almost 100 feet away just on a glance. If we're talking from roleplay standards, that's like being 3 rooms away from you. They're not gonna hear you if you're shouting. You'd have to be holding up both hands like, "Oi, dickhead! That's right, I called you!" And that's a reference again to, Viva la Dirt League, because, like,
oh, yeah.
there. You know the one.
Alright, sorry, I didn't realise it was quite that far away.
With that much of a distance, mind you, you can definitely stop up and give a chat to these ones as you go. If you're still planning a similar action.
Yep, I'll just be like... I'll just walk up and I'll just be like... I need to speak to the mayor/captain.
As you walk up, the pirate on the dock will turn their eyes towards you. They got a bit of a stern look on their face, and a bit of a glare as you walk up, saying, like, "I need to speak with the captain and the mayor," and they'll point a finger at you and go, "You there! The hell do you think you're doing?"
I just told you.
And he'll clear the space between you in what seems like 2 big giant footsteps. Beastly looking fellow, with a look of anger on their eyes. And they'll come right up and a hand's gonna come firm down on your shoulder. Pull up even hard on your jacket, enough to possibly lift your character onto the front balls of their feet. And the only reason the Dungeon Master gets away with it without having to roll for grapple is because, well, they're immediately follow that up with, "The hell are you still wearing your skivvies for?" Pushes you back a little bit as he throws, "Go get changed into something more appropriate, and my god, you goddamn landlubbers." As he moves back towards the docks, it would seem. Your half-elven heritage of apparently catching enough attention that he's assuming you're a pirate.
Oh my. One thing immediately springs to mind. Most of the party aren't half-elves, except for Nestri, who is a half-elf, half-dwarf.
Her picture looks the most elven out of all of you.
Yeah.
And Nestri would be overhearing this. Now, glancing across these piratey types, there's a lot of humanoids among them. Sure, there's a good bundle of elves, but not all of them. Many of them human. Maybe a few half-orcs, maybe a few other races mixed in, but probably about half of them elven.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
right.
Jillian's snapping her fingers like, "Damn it, I should have just walked up to them. This time it would have worked." And I feel bad for you, Jillian. I'm giving you alone are getting a hero point here.
Oh, okay.
Because you did the thing last time against the enemies who were on guard for treasure, and I'm like, "He's the only ones who jump you on sight unless you look like a pirate, but you didn't go that way." Oh god.
Okay. Wanting to appear undaunted, Devaxian will go in the gesture direction, looking for pirate clothes.
Well, your character was told up here in the northeastern room.
Okay.
Would definitely be some clothing and all that for those of a pirate type.
Should I go with you? Like, I don't want to just
Well, maybe this would help, because on the way past, the Vax will say, when the rest of the crew gets here, be 3 others, can you send them in the same direction?
He's gonna look towards you, busheling that brow of his, and you know you're lying. You're not members of the crew. The lie might not matter yet, but it's still a lie spoken that will need to be should the other crew members walk forward. So, if our other 2 party members trail along with the 2 elves, that's gonna be a check against the Vaxian for that one, which means you're gonna have to try a lie on that one, my friend, if it comes down to it, because they'll look at you like, okay.
Yep, that's okay. I just wanted to, 1, set that up, and 2, hint to Nestry that they can probably follow.
That would be a deception check?
It will be when and if Phoenix and Deacon make their way across. But not Nestry. Nestry's got it for free.
Oh, okay. Well,
Elves aren't presently questioned by these ones.
You go back and tell the other 2 before you come?
Oh, yeah, I would. I just kind of signal to them and, like, wave my hand and then walk up behind you.
Right, I'd probably be a bit further ahead looking for my pirate clothes, which I totally own and won't need to steal from anyone.
It's like Merry and Pippin in that, like, mostly deleted scene in Mordor. with the orc armor.
Sam and Frodo? They were.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, you're right. Sorry.
Can't believe you've
I
shaped
know.
this household in such a manner, Jillian.
I know. I'm sorry. It's
Well,
embarrassing.
Deacon and Phoenix gonna keep up?
Since they're mostly human looking, I will assume the human form instead of the kitsune, so I don't stand out like a sore thumb.
Congratulations. That prevents you from getting negatives to the check when it's rolled. Because yes, that would have stood out like a sore thumb. They would have been looking like, we most assuredly do not have a kitsune on the boat. We would have recognized a kitsune of all things. You know, your character stands out. Usually that's a good thing. I get to play it up, but this one time, your general magnificence would stand against you. So, you know. But clever on that, good way to disguise yourself. So, for both of you to walk up as well, that's going to be a deception check by Devaxian. His character's not physically there, but like I said, it was the lie that he made. So, you want to give that a roll, Dean. Just the one for both of the other party members. Give that over-the-shoulder wave. But the rest of the crew's coming. With a 15. Are you going to let that sit on a 15?
I'll probably re-roll that, the hero point.
Alright. As he's looking sideways at your party members like,
Marginally better.
like throw a rock at him, try to distract him, and you're like, they're my friends, but thankfully, it is enough to bypass their natural ability to catch that. And it might have been wise to do that, by the way. You may have just skimmed the pass, but the group of you have no trouble making your way up into the room in the northeastern corner. Some eyes on you as you go, including another fairly burly pirate who's standing there with a grimace on their face, pure orc, even got a hook for in hand, as they're rummaging through some supplies, and they just nod to you while they're setting down purchases for the others. The room up here you find yourself stepping into. Let me go ahead and give some light into that room, because there is a little torch in there. You see a better view of it. Walking in on this room, you see one singular pirate sitting in there. She seems to be flipping through what looks like a fairly detailed book. And as you come in, she doesn't even look up from it, just gives a grunt and points towards a pile of silks, clothings, and others off to the side. With a few minutes worth of time, you could make yourself look like one heck of a nice pirate. And just for consistency's sake, I'm going to pull all 4 tokens into that area, because the group of you are presently up that-a-way.
I decide between a bandana or an outrageous hat.
Well, you can wear the bandana around your neck, and then wear a hat.
Sold.
Okay, I've run into a bit of a conundrum here then. I would most likely have to take off my helmet to quote-unquote fit in, right?
To a degree. I mean, clothing's the big part here. They're all wearing, your usual studded leather armor, and along with carrying specific gear. Most of them will carry a cutlass on their side that you'd notice right off, but the other flip that I'll make a note here, because you're just looking through, you're like, okay, no, this cloak, I suppose it doesn't smell too bad. This'll do. Oh, these boots are really nice, wrong size. These are the right size. Don't look as nice. Damn it, those other ones had a big buckle on the front. You might have some fun with that. But what I will add, for those of you who have the ability of deceptive capacity on your side, you can treat this room as if it was a natural disguise kit. That would give you the option, to set up a disguise on yourself. You might not be able to make yourself look exactly like another person, as per the disguise kit going hardcore, but if you were looking to mess things around and disguise yourself up to make yourself unrecognizable, well, assuredly this room would be of some assistance to that process.
Alright, cool. I got some deception.
And for making it this far and not getting caught, cutting it close but not getting caught, I'm gonna give the team a hero point.
Oh yeah. Back up to 1.
I mean, some of you have 2, one of you has 3. But keep in mind, at the end of a session, they all go poof, and you reset to 1 at the start of the next session.
Disguise kit.
Actually, I think this is the first time I've had a player tag 3. So thumbs up to Jillian. I'd give you 4, but it doesn't go that high.
Please don't. 3's enough. Thank you.
Oh goodness.
I'll feel out of place with that much more than the party.
Everyone else has 2. Still pretty close, except Dean. He's at 1 because he used his. He used his at a clutch moment where he needed to. Otherwise, they would have grabbed the Phoenix and been like, hey, wait a second, you're using magic. How do I know what magic is? Don't ask.
Do I have my spell slot back?
Oh yeah, I'll give you your spell slots. You've got the effects of the long rest, so you know.
Okay.
Gives you a bit of a power boost at this spot.
So, this is the first time I've looked this up. So, if we disguise kit lets us impersonate something. In most cases, creatures have a chance to detect your deception only if you use the seek action and attempt a perception check against your deception DC. And then if we interact with them directly, you roll deception check against your perception. Okay, right, I see. Okay, cool. It's like acts like a passive, I guess.
And I gotta say, when I read that they say for impersonating someone, only takes like 10 minutes with a disguise kit and some skill, I'm like, are you kidding me? I have seen the amount of work some women will put into putting on their makeup in the run of a day, and it's, whoa, 10 minutes, that's enough for the basics. Like, goodness me. And you're talking, I'm gonna look like a whole nother person in 10 minutes? Who are you, master of disguise? Oh, goodness. But, 10 minutes, it's an arbitrary number. Since you're not specifically looking to impersonate anyone, just disguise yourselves overall. It's a couple minutes worth of your time, but it is a deception-based roll for that one.
I was going to say, I some reason I do have disguise kit on me with like cosmetics, but there is a pirate here, so I can't really can't really help Deacon out there while we're being watched.
Hang on, we got some makeup. Let's work on. We get this done here. Someone blogged that pirate from you. They got their head so far in that book, they're probably not paying attention. In fact, Addison disagreed with me greatly, so roll me an insight check. She's like, "You're trying to trick them, Dada." It's like, okay, I might be, honey. Give me them insights. Take a look into your enemies for those of you who want to look closely at this creature behind the book. Right, perception. There's no insight.
Sense. Is it sense motive? Is that in this edition of? Yeah. Oh, you're right. Sense motive gets you to roll a perception check.
Yep. They boiled it all down to just perception. I keep saying roll me an insight check. I should say homebrew rule. If I say roll insight, that's perception.
I do like how everything is tagged in Pathfinder, and then it like points you back to one. And I do think the having everything having a DC instead of being like contested rolls must make it makes it easier to run.
Oh, it streamlines many things. When you're trying against enemies and doing things, you'll know right away. Now, we got a 19 and a 25 on those two perception checks. Like, Deacon and Devaxian will be nodding their head at each other like, they're not gonna notice nothing. Make me up. Holding up some concealer and foundation out of your disguise kit like, I've been waiting a while to use these.
It also says I have false facial hair.
Oh,
with Deacon like a mustache.
Nice. And you said most of the pirates are carrying like is there weapons here as well?
They carry generic weaponry, not much. What you could pick up here is a cutlass, a very basic blade, or some daggers. Anything else, well, big guy over here might have some stuff for sale. Now, I will throw up a quick picture of the reminder on what your standard android skin looks like in this Pathfinder setting. So, you're gonna have sleeves on Deacon that come right down to the wrists, no problem, covering up everything. And you're putting a lot of makeup on that face. You're going with a paintbrush. No offense, but the runes literally glow. They're not just marks; they glow. And when he uses that nanite surge, all of that illuminates right up. I really love it aesthetically.
For the love of God, Deacon, don't use your nanite surge.
One of the spots you had to draw into an actual tattoo on the side of their face for it to work. I will say though, just to put a small restriction on Deacon for that one, if you use your nanite surge, since it's a heat up moment, you could compromise your disguise. There will be a check if you do use that. A very, very small catch for that one. But mind you, that's if you need it. As of right now, if you're getting disguised, then whoever's got deception is more than welcome to roll for any party member who would like a disguise. Or I should do this the other way. If nobody says no disguise for me, if everybody wants a disguise, if anybody doesn't, now's your time to say it up. Otherwise, Dean, I think you've got the highest for that.
Up +9.
So you want to go ahead and roll that 4 times with a +2 circumstance bonus for being inside of an area specifically designed for the disguise you're throwing down, i.e. pirates. You go right ahead.
Alright. Oh, God.
That's a 13 for yourself. Because I'm starting on you and I'm going clockwise, which means Deacon is next, then Phoenix, then Nestri.
And what am I rolling again?
As of now, Dean's taking the pressure on this because he's doing a quick roll on everybody for his deception to hide you all. And he's got a 13 for himself, a 22 for you, a 20 for Phoenix, and an 18 for Nestri. So your character, he'd pull up a mirror and show it to you, be like, here, this took all my effort. And you wouldn't see a single mark of your character's natural android state. Your skin and flesh would be completely normal as far as that is concerned. I'm not sure if anything can be defined as normal in 5th edition, or in Pathfinder though. There are so many fun, cool characters and races, but you know what I mean. You cannot see the nanite lines anywhere on your face. Now, if you should use your nanite surge, you risk melting away the actual makeup. However, with a 22, the DC is going to be pretty darn low to prevent that from happening the first couple times you have to. So that's a nice plus. So everyone looks good. However, the vaccine at one point just grabs this odd-looking trench coat, throws it on, and he's like, this is so cool. This is the 90s. I'm doing this. Everyone's like, no. And he's like, no, it's too cool. I'm running it, because you got a 13.
Yeah. I mean, I could hero point that again.
Now, at the moment, you all look like good pirates. The catch of this, however, is for someone to not recognize you, to walk up and be like, oh, hey, Nestri, what's up? They'd walk up right now and be like, oh, hey, blooming red flower of the bloody dawn. Wow, that's an amazing pirate name. How are you? You'd be looking at the tag that was put right there. Hi, my name is, and you'd be like, that is a really cool name. And that's the boat you're presently in. As you know, the mayor could be your biggest risk of being caught. Because, well, they've seen you, they've spoken to you. Of course, they're also supposed to be dead, so, you know, do with that what you will.
But I'm just not getting
A 17
Big
for yourself.
big improvements on these rerolls.
Hey, if it's any help, you got, like, 22, 20, and an 18.
Yeah. Alright, well... Anyway, there's no more I can do. Reminds me of my cult days, this.
You know what? I'm gonna steal a picture from Assassin's Creed on this one. Just be like, here we go. Let's go say hi to the pirates. Though with the way you were rolling them checks, it might be closer to this. Oh goodness. I say that, but they actually did
bottom one.
They did some good ones, actually. I take that back. They did a really good job of what they got going on. Oh, what's up,
Very
Sandy?
much budget pirate of the Caribbean. Okay. The Caribbean in that bottom one.
You said that we could buy stuff from a guy there? Or were you just joking?
I think you might have had to mute his mic for a second. I think I heard something with the V1.
Yep, had to throw a blankie down. Indeed, there is someone selling something.
I will go and see if they have arrows.
Alright, now I'm gonna move your token for you. You're
Thank
the
you.
first one to walk out. You get that swagger of, I'm a pirate now, naturally going on. But it's not like the pirate outfits that you see for sale at Walmart right now after the Halloween clearance. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All them costumes have a completely different usage. You come out looking like a badass. Of course, happens from the high rolls. I just do a quick Google search to get a nice badass pirate costume. There you go. I'm not looking any further than that. My search history just got risky.
That's Avantika from Critical Role.
Oh, damn it.
Looks very
What-
badass.
She is pretty badass.
I'll give a 10-point bonus for that one. I mean, Critical Role is too damn popular. And anything else that I look up, it's pretty much... I feel guilty putting those pictures on. It's like, nope.
Risky.
I'm like,
Yeah,
alright, let me
no.
find the piratey dudes
It's okay.
just as bad.
It's okay.
Well, now we know that Alan has Google Safe Search off.
Actually, There's a bunch of them that are blacked out. They got that little circle. Click here if you want to see them. You can adjust your preferences. It's like, I'm not adjusting nothing.
The rule has safe search.
Oh, Dan's
I
like,
was just as confused as you, Dan.
oh, goodness.
Okay, I live without it now.
Well, I think I brought this up previously, but if we're talking crazy-looking pirates from official D&D material, I have shared what Zardzod from Waterdeep looks like with the team, right?
Oh, he's based on that Sean Connery character, right?
Now, the picture wasn't put in the book. It's entirely concept bonus art that never got through. But for one guy you meet, Zardod Zodge, he's in charge of 3 powerful ships. The team thinks he's the bad guy. It's entirely a red herring. They meet up, they chat with him, he gives them a meal, and he's wild and crazy, but his design is identical to Zardod Zord, as played by Sean Connery. So here's Sean Connery in D&D, everyone. I'm not even putting it on the stream. I'm putting it in the off-topic pictures. Both the reference and the picture from the book. Well, not in the book. They didn't dare put that in there, but you'll find it on the wiki.
Good God.
Out walks the vaccine. He's like, I'm ready. No, I'm just kidding. You get the trench coat. You get the trench coat. Oh, goodness.
To be fair, would you approach someone like that? Would you go, I'll just give them a wide berth? Nah, I'm not dealing with that today. It could be one of the best disguises
Clear
ever.
from that.
Nope. I'd go full meta if it was Pathfinder or D&D. My guy put a hand on whoever else is about to walk up. Like, I'm about to give you your turn, don't worry, but I'm gonna warn you. That thing's meant to build the whole bullets. That guy's got guns. You sure you wanna? Because we just got swords. You know?
Hey, Dean, what does Sean Connery as a pirate sound like?
This is perfect pirate voice. Like this.
Yar.
Is it similar to his Spanish accent?
He sounds just like it.
You'd be like, that's a horrible Scottish accent. He'd just probably look at you and say, Scottish people can be pirates. Come on.
It's very similar to his Russian accent as well.
Which is, Dean?
Dash. Obviously.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy. I actually did a little doodle of a pirate costume for S3.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Feel free to share if you've got the picture of it already ready, because that'd be awesome to see, just for fun. Did you predict what I was planning for this one with the possibility of sneaking in as pirates?
No, I just did it while we were talking.
Oh, fair.
I'll just put it in general.
Poor Deacon might be having a...
It's not
question
great.
itself,
It's just a sketch, but I'm gonna run to the bathroom really quick.
Yep. Oh yeah, I'm copying that image. Pasting that one in. Come on now. Try copying the link
That's
instead
pretty
of
good.
doing it that way. There we go. I'm going to delete the other one since we have it. Ah! And Nestry wants to do a bit of shopping. We'll get to that. I'll give you all the overview of this merchant as you walk in. Big and burly, as mentioned. They've got arms that look like they could be tree trunks and legs as big as culverts. And that's a reference to a really obscure comedian. If you all catch it, thumbs up. But they'll lean forward, they'll put one giant fist onto the bar top, knuckles straight down into the wood, broad smile as they lean in. Standing probably close to 7 foot tall, the sort of head that scrapes as they walk. They smile and say, "Hey, we're gonna get any of you what y'all looking to pick up here? Yeah, well, yeah." Looks right at your character. What would you find it funny? You think my shop's a little bit too small for you? Hey, buddy, you wanna? He brings a thumb up right across his nose, going down. Brings up both fists, curved backwards with a rather horrible-looking fight stance. I'll show you. You won't mess it up.
No, not at all. I just laughing because I'm so glad to be back in my normal clothes.
Actually, you know what? I'll give this guy a little bit more respect than that. We'll go for the old school boxing pose.
Queensbury rules, my man.
The old English boxing stance. And he'll give a nod and bring the fist down on the table again. All right, so what a lot of you looking to pick up here. I got me some goods. As he rubs his hands together with a bit of a wicked grin. Now, I will add, this guy has everything that you're gonna find in your standard equipment shops or lists. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, some armor, weaponry, everything you could dream of. Which is why, as you're walking out, and probably Deacon might be slightly disappointed as you see a couple pirates walking by wearing full plate, including the helm, just with a couple extra pieces on to make them look a little more wannabe badass. You know what I'm saying? As your character would realize, oh, damn, I did not have to take the helmet off.
He lets out a long, drawn-out sigh at that.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, you look phenomenal. Some of my best work.
I will say it is nice to be normal, and I thank you for that, Devaxian.
I'll buy, like, how many arrows does he have, roughly?
Oh, he's like, arrows? How many arrows? Look, I got 50 arrows over here. I've got another 12 underneath the bucket here. This crate behind me, I've got another 500 to keep the people up on the boat loaded. And the boat itself, I probably got 2,000 arrows. You need arrows? I got arrows. He is very well stocked for ammunition and for generic gear. In fact, you could even sell some gear back to him if you have the sale price values for the things. He'll cut you a fair price. But better than that, since you're pirates, as you're walking up and you're making these sale prices, how piratey are you? Since Nestri is first up, give me a deception roll. Or, if you want to try and persuade him, because you're naturally just standing around right now being liars. Let's be honest, you're faking it. You're not actually pirates.
Standing around being liars.
I can only say that this one time to good players, so you know.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I have 0 to both.
Basically, your deception is one to rely on in general for this one. Diplomacy is another backup. Or, because really, as a dungeon master, I have to honestly say, you could definitely use performance as well. I didn't let those three lie.
Yeah.
Basically, your charisma ones.
See, what my charisma modifier is 10. It's 0. It's I'll just try deception and see how bad I roll.
You are skilled in battle and abilities of such. When it comes down to rolling to try to lie to people, you walk up. Yes, pirate. Have a badge here and everything. Says pirate 3rd class, right? Yeah, and he's just nodding his head like, okay.
I'm gonna go swab the poop deck.
Oh, God. Well, unfortunately with a 6, you get standard prices from Player's Handbook for purchases for Nestri.
Fair enough.
He's not charging extra, though, so that's not bad.
Alright, so how many what do the arrows cost? Just want to say, I can actually look it up, maybe, myself.
Off the top of my head,
I'd be silver piece each. So, I have 66 silver. I'm going to get 36 arrows.
He squints his eyes a bit at you. 36, that's a rather specific. Okay, I can get... Well, here's a bundle of 20, another 10, another 5, and I'll just take one out of this bundle. Sets it down
It's
on top.
It's 1 silver for 10, remember. It's not silver each.
Gotcha.
So you have 360 arrows now.
No, I don't need that many. I don't want to get... I don't know if we're counting carry weight. I'll buy 50.
All
So,
right.
5 silver?
So he sets down a few quick bundles of arrows. Picks up the silver, thanks you for doing business with him. Also a chance for an armor upgrade if the team has the money and there's something you had your eye on.
Actually, I'll get 10 more so that I can have an even 60 silver instead of 61 because I don't like odd numbers.
Throws his hat on the ground. He's like, I just broke a bundle up to make the 10 and 10 for the 50. Oh, for God's sakes. Pulls out another 10 bundle, sets it down. Here, you can bundle them back together yourself. He's crotchety because he's a pirate, but I mean, still gives you a fair deal. 6 gold for 60.
I think in terms of armor, when I boost my dex, paid armor is pretty much as good as it gets for my character class. Medium armor only.
Hey guys. Sorry, just real quick. Guess how many arrows I have right now?
69?
69.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I have 6 large in my bulk. Like, I don't know how bulk works here.
It's a system of points where light, medium.
So is
bulk.
L for light, not for large?
Let me see here. I think a number of lights will make a thing, but I have to pull it up. I honestly do. Here we go. Because there's a number for their bulk, or they can be light indicated by an L, or negligible by a dash. Full plate, 4 bulk. Longsword, 1 bulk. Daggers or scrolls are light. 10 light items is 1 bulk.
Yeah. So I think...
So you can technically cheese the system if you only have 9 light items. That counts as nothing.
Yeah, your sheet should track it for you.
Oh, it does? I just don't know what it means. Like, it says 6L.
So you have 6 light items. Those count for nothing.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Because you're at 3 bulk with 8 light, so you're at out of 6. That's not bad. Yeah, you're doing fine. Max is 11, but you start getting worse the more you carry.
Right. I'll let you. I cut you off, Dean. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. I was just going to ask if general equipment, if that would include healing potions.
They would have a small modicum of them. I'll say 10 at most. Actually, you know what? Let's do it the right way. I'll roll a d10.
Please roll high.
2. They have 2 healing potions for sale. Oh god.
No.
They're double price, however.
Double price.
Yep. Not healing potions, not a very common thing, but we got a couple. Just 2. And he sets the both down with either hand. Being a rare commodity, a magical alchemical item at its base, the only healing potions to be found are those that have been around for a long time. So it'll heal ya, but goddamn, it's gonna taste stale, like drinking flat pop.
It's like having a hangover. That would be healing potion minor.
Yep, the base.
Okay. I'll buy.
There's 16 gold regular price, 32 gold double price.
Yep.
No, a healing potion minor is 4 gold.
No, I have the crafting recipe for it, and I have to pay full price of what it's worth to craft it, and my crafting price is 16 gold.
Oh, why would you
Really?
use
Archives Nephis has it as 4 gold.
Let me see here.
Yeah, if you look in the compendium browser as well, it says healing potion minor 4 gold. Does it cost more to craft it? That doesn't make sense.
It's supposed to be the exact same price as buying it.
Yeah, looking at a minor, 4 gold,
wait.
12 for the lesser.
You know what I think it's done, Dan? Is that I think it's calculated the price for, like, you've got quantity 4 on your sheet.
Oh. That makes sense, because they're only supposed to be 4, and that'd be 16, right? 32 double.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out. That makes things so much more sense for my head.
He made it make sense.
Now, it takes time for you to make these potions, but you can buy the supplies to put them together here. And you know how much time it takes to make these potions. Off the top of my head, I'm not that familiar with Pathfinder rules. I'm trying to,
4 days.
my god, 2 days?
4.
4 days.
It takes 4 days of crafting, and I can spend up to 2 weeks, I believe it is, on crafting. And each day I spend crafting lowers the price by 10 silver.
Nice. So you can buy the equipment here for forging healing potions. Now, I'm going to say that the equipment to make a healing potion weighs as much as a healing potion. And as you pointed out, the cost for you to do this is the same as buying a healing potion, right? So,
Yes.
if you want to add a special item to your inventory called healing potion reagents and count that as a trackable number, that way if you've got a few days of downtime, you can reduce that number by 1 and give yourself healing potions. And they will weigh as much as the healing potions themselves. So bulk is light for any of those piles of equipment you need. I think that's the fairest way I can do it. Same if you need any reagents for anything else that you want to craft. This guy has a lot. He's been plundering, thieving, and doing all that fun stuff.
I have a question.
Yeah.
For the party. Does everyone who has... is there anyone who can use a repair kit but doesn't have one? Because I'm carrying too much, so I will sell my repair kit. I can't use it, I just brought it in case someone else needed it.
I have one, and I believe I have the superior one, so it gives me the +1.
Right.
Now, I'm also not sure about your armor right off, what people's top outs are. Because I know, like, Deacon, for example, your character is wearing chainmail, which usually runs about 6 gold. But the team has a good... Oh, move him. Team has a good base of cash right now, and something like full plate's usually about 30 gold. In fact, let me give a link here. I'll put
I
this
already
one.
looked up full plate. I can't wear it. I need 18 strength.
Oh.
But I think I'm going to get half plate because it's 1 AC less, and I can wield it right now.
Now, so you'd need a +4 strength to wield full plate then.
Yes.
That's how they're going to run it. You're close. But yeah, any swap overs. Because if you're looking to switch out for the gear, a good chance. And for the stuff you're already wearing. And Dan, what the hell, man? That looks awesome. If you kept up with your regular look and rolled the disadvantage and passed as a pirate, you might have looked something like that.
Random image I found.
Yes.
That's not
Jameson,
bad.
do you want to add a repair kit to your inventory? Looks like you've got crafting. I want to get rid of the bulk on my character, so if you want to add a repair kit,
Alrighty.
you can just have mine.
If it's any help, I've given a link to the armor, in case anyone was looking at that sort of generic switch-up. Weapons, well, you probably already got what you want, and you know what you want to get later for more powerful stuff. Plus all your goodies. There's a whole bunch of magical equipment that you can always look into selling, but you know what? Since you're at a store, and the players are still sort of shuffling a little bit, though it sounds like you got a lot of the purchasing done, I say we take a quick 15-minute break like we usually do mid-session. There's a good spot, and if anyone wants to do a little shopping over that 15 minutes, Buddy has access to all the good stuff.
Alright, because I will be doing swapping around to get rid of my bulk.
Oh yeah, and feel free to sell, because they'll pay half value for anything that you've got.
Do we have to worry about them recognizing the treasure that we stole from them? Just
That might
wanted
be
to
an
put-
issue if it's something
that out
specific.
there.
Some of that goody gear that you got from your early treasure looting. Because, as you can see, it might have been a situation where you would have arrived here, got your info disguised as pirates, went up there and found those dudes in the other area. They would have been like, oh, you're pirates like us, and you might have been able to get some treasure and get the jump on them in the fight. Instead, you hit the fight the hard way. You won, I clap for you. Don't get me wrong. But the other thing I am going to add, and this is a decision the team will have to make. as you're looking through all of this weapons and gears and armor, and you know what, I'm going to use Deacon again since your character's right at the front with Nestri. As Deacon is examining some weapons, as fingers drift over the handle of one and you pick it up, it carries an unnatural sheen and a glow to it like you've not seen. What you found is an unannounced +1 weapon. The team will need to decide what that weapon is. My gift to you all. You found a random piece of real treasure among the pile of generic weapons, and on top of that, the shopkeep doesn't even know. As you're holding it up, he says, "Ah, yes, that one there is a good weapon. Yeah, no, that's only gold." And I say blup for the gold because, well, the team has to pick what that weapon's going to be, but that's something to think on while we grab ourselves a quick little break. So I'll hit the pause here, and we'll see you all in just a few minutes. And as we're coming back from break... Oh, sorry. You go ahead, Julian.
No, it wasn't important. I was just saying it's just different enough from the Pirates of the Caribbean music.
Right? I'll tip my hat. As always, it's tabletop audio. They're my favorite go-to. I used to use Sirenscape, but it was too demanding resources-wide on the players. So I'd have people who'd be, glitching out and not hearing the music, even though it's very beautiful. If I did the live action, probably use Sirenscape for that, because it's very active. But, tabletop audio, I give them a big plug every single time. I love them. So, now that you've all had a break, what are you thinking for any other purchases from this wild pirate here?
I bought a breastplate.
Alright.
Got a half plate and a shield, boss.
Alright. You can feel free to add these things to your sheets and pull out the items and all that. You know, the usual way.
I might buy a board and axe, just purely because it says characters with access to the high seas may buy this, so this might be my only chance to buy one.
You must complete the item collection.
It's kind of cool for an axe because it can do piercing as well as slashing. It's versatile.
It can switch between the two. Yeah.
Yeah.
And helps with climb checks and stuff.
Yeah, I'm just looking for all sorts of weird weapons here.
All the items have now become Pokemon. He needs to catch them all.
I ditched. Remember, I picked up a stick and added it to my inventory as a club. Well, I had to ditch it because it was bulk 1. It wasn't even light, and I was like,
Can't even have a walking stick. I will help you walk. You're too heavy.
There's one here that jumped out at me as well. I don't know where to go for, but it's a kukri that has the trip trait. I can trip with it even if I don't have a free hand, but it's uncommon rarity, so it's up to you as to where he has it in store.
You can have that one. You're up to level 4 now.
Nice.
Pirates like to steal things.
Yeah, no, I was looking for my inventory, or you might have seen it pop up a couple of times, but I was like at bulk 7, and I was like, what's going on? I have like a lot of thrown weapons, this is probably what's doing it. I've got a few darts and thrown knives, but ditching the repair kit helped as well. I've also been carrying around a long tool for no specific reason. It's a catch-all for a basic hand tool, like a hoe, shovel, or sledgehammer, or a hand drill.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, hoe, shovel, or sledge. I think I'd said it was like a shovel. Don't think we've used it yet, but that's like one bulk as well. Just carrying a big collection of stuff. Oh, what I might actually do is I will replace the rope that I used. If he has rope available.
Yep, there's definitely rope. Dan even brought that up. He's like, I'm buying some rope. I lost my rope.
Dun 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 dun. What else? Oh yeah, you mentioned there was a +1 weapon Deacon spotted.
Yep.
I had to decide what it was. Is that just a +1 to hit?
Standard +1 weapon. No other special features. Just an exquisitely crafted something or other.
Interesting.
And I already have one in terms of the fighter fork, so if someone wants a +1 weapon.
I have the hand wraps that give me +1 fists.
Yeah, I've got my bow, so...
I guess, Dan, do you want a +1 weapon? I would imagine maybe not, because you're a wizard, but I gotta throw it out there to you.
You did. I've just been casting spells. I mean, and a crossbow and a staff is the only thing I use.
What about like a +1 crossbow?
I don't suppose that this guy has any runes for sale.
Oh, the Eldritch runes to etch in to make things a little more customizable for the year. Not here. That sort of magic would definitely be lost to these people. I mean, there is a grand city of magic and power that you're on your way to next. If you're ever looking for some rune-etched armors and weapons, that might be the place that you're looking for.
Oh, for 35 gold, I can craft weapon potency +1.
Yeah, you'd be. You'd have some runes there.
Yeah, so the potency rune is what makes a weapon like a +1 to hit. When you make striking runes, that's when you get like the magical effect on damage. So with a potency rune, you can like basically make any weapon magical and be ready to like get super upgraded, so that's a pretty good thing to have.
You can also transfer runes between weapons. You find a sword that has flaming and it's +1 and you get a +2 sword, instead you put the flaming on there.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool way the way they did magic weapons in this. It's like, unless I think it's like something lore wise, you can like, so you're not that face that 5th edition situation where like, oh, that's a really cool flaming longsword, it's a shame I use spears.
Yep. It also depends on the type of runes. So long as they're the same, you can do some swap arounds and combinings.
Hmm. What kind of bow do you have, Jillian?
I've got like a +1 hunter's bow or something like that. Yeah, hunter's bow.
Right. Oh. What kind of... You've got a fighter's fork that's +1, right?
Yep.
What's the damage dice on that?
It's 1d8.
1d8. Oh, that's pretty good.
I mean, it's probably negligible, but I got a shield boss as well, or I just purchased a shield boss. We could make that the +1 weapon, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, pardon me.
The shields... Is a shield boss like an attachment that you put on your shield so you can, like, bludgeon with it?
Yeah, essentially, I took the double slice second attack, and I got an agile shield grip, so I can attack with both weapons without any penalty.
Now, I will note, on the subject of runes and all that sort of work, and this might fall more to Dan's character, because you do a lot of the crafting, you can upgrade armor and weapons with runes on them as well, even if they're just a blank +1 to begin with. There's a base set you can do, the striking and resilient. They come right out of the standard tables. Like a +1 armor can be upgraded to a +1 resilient armor, but it costs 300 gold to etch resilient. You usually don't get to pull that to around 8th level is the other note that they give. So you know. Weapons, however, a +1 weapon can be swapped to a +1 striking weapon as you go through the process, and it's about 65 gold to etch striking at 4th level, if you can.
Does this guy have any books?
He's got a bit of a selection depending on what you're looking for.
Okay, now I struggle.
Well, I'll say, cause I've only got a magical unarmed attack, which is like a base D4, I think. We could make that Borden axe or the kukri a +1 so that I've got an actual magical weapon, so it's a slightly bigger damage dice. Hello?
Yeah.
I honestly don't care where the +1 weapon goes to. It makes sense that your axe might be one of them. I think it just depends on how everyone else feels about that.
I've locked up the team with a decision on gear.
I mean, I've already said go for it, Dean. Depends on everybody else.
It doesn't matter to me. Like I said, I do mostly casting, so I don't know if any +1 weapon would be useful to me.
If we were to go ahead with that, Alan, would it be, because it looks finer make, would it cost more to buy?
Nope. He doesn't realize what he's got. You get a freebie on this one.
Okay. Just looking for the item details. Like if you can add runes on the details page, it means you don't need to like add it as a separate item. And it like updates it all in the inventory. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Saves a step for sure.
Yeah. When you look for books, Dan, is that like a recipe book?
Well, so yeah, more or less. Just recipe books for whether it's magical crafting, alchemy crafting, food crafting, or spell books.
As far as spell books or not go, he doesn't have any. As far as crafting books go, well, what are you looking for is the real question for that one. Though I should add that even though he doesn't carry any runes, he does carry rune stones, specifically. They generally cost 3 gold and they're light bulk. You can etch magic fundamentals into rune stones and then apply it to a gear. It's a nice way to apply them on the fly to new pieces of weapon as you get them. And in doing so, it destroys it.
Alright.
Basically, they're a temp. You put the rune into them if you can, and then you can freely put the rune from them onto a weapon.
Okay, so the idea would be like, we buy a bunch, then Dan, like in his downtime, would craft them onto the runestones, then we would just... Okay, yeah.
You can pop them around as needed. Once used once, though, they burn away. So just keep that in mind, and they are pricey at 3 gold a piece, but he wouldn't have anything pre-etched. And also, it's a bit of reading for runes and putting them on and how they work and all that stuff, but
yeah,
for anyone looking to do the crafting, have fun with that.
I don't have a crafting skill, but I'll put some money towards it if we want to get some.
Of course, the shopkeep would be holding up one of them as he gives a nod. I've been using these for slate tablets. As he spits on one and uses a cloth to wipe the chalk off before setting it down.
I just had an idea to look up bombs. But an acid flask costs like 3 gold, for example. Does 1d6 persistent acid damage and 1 acid splash damage? But yeah, okay. Runestones. Oh, no, wrong button. I've not looked through all the equipment lists in Pathfinder yet. It's vast.
Etching runestones and doing all that is in and of itself a nightmare. Lots of little pieces for that. But it's a good way to get running with it. It takes time too, but you know.
Wonder if there's been a couple of times we've had to climb stuff. I wonder. If a climbing kit would be a good investment.
I mean, I don't think it would be a bad investment. I can give you, like, we can split it maybe. So you don't have to.
The thing, I was just reading through it there. A single kit only has enough materials for one climber. Each climber needs their own kit. They're on the nose here.
Well, I would. How much are they, Dean?
5 silver.
I'd buy one.
1 bulk's just what you don't put yourself over.
It should be alright, but I'll see. No, my bulk's only 6 right now, so I should be fine. Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's only 3. I'll be encumbered if I have 6, I see.
I might sell my short sword. Now that I've got that board and axe.
You pick up said short sword, flip it around, give a bite straight down onto the metal and nod, offering you up half cost for it.
Okie dokie. 4 silver, 5 copper. Oh, I sold my hide armor as well after I got the breastplate. I put half cost as well for that, which I think was a gold.
Maybe I'll just buy like a dagger from him, just so I can have an offhand weapon. Maybe.
It's got a wide selection of really pretty daggers. Different designs, different styles, all very piratey. Holds up one with like brass knuckles. They don't really do much if you hit with them, but it's easier to grip. You know. All the 9 yards. But no special properties, just a bunch of daggers.
Yeah, there's a lot. I really love the amount of weapons you get differently in this system.
So
like,
much.
If you just search for dagger in Archives of Nephis, you get dagger, clan dagger, dagger pistol, orc knuckle dagger, bellicose dagger, poisonous dagger, dagger of venom. Then it gets into like all the magical ones, but...
Ooh. Can I have a claw blade? Can I use that?
A claw blade?
It's tagged as catfolk, but... I don't know what to look for to see if I'm proficient with it or whatever in Pathfinder.
Melee, martial weapon, knife. So you'd be Wolverine.
Yep, that is a... that is straight up just Wolverine.
Could I have that?
By all means, Your character could certainly buy those. That's some nice flair on that item.
Corset knife.
Oh, they have a deadly D8. They disarm. They're finesse. They're versatile P, so you can stab and slash.
Well, if it's okay, I don't want to get an OP weapon. Is it okay? I just thought it looked cool.
The caveat with those things is deadly only takes effect on
Critical
a crit.
hit. Yeah.
And to use like disarm, you need to be trained with athletics because it's an athletic skill. So it doesn't mean you can't use the weapon. It just means that you still need to have the prerequisite skill to disarm. It just means like instead of needing an empty hand to disarm, you can disarm with this in your hands.
And what were you saying for its big boost power up?
Me?
Did you say it did something strong?
Oh, it has deadly D8, which means that on a critical hit, it would add a D8.
For the corset knife?
No, the claw blade.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's the same as like short bows and long. I'm pretty sure her hunter's bow has like deadly D6, D8.
If she's in close range and actually has to swing the blade and pulls a 20, she's in it.
And the thing I think with deadly dice as well is that they don't get doubled. I don't think that, cause they get added after the normal attack roll is doubled.
You roll the double weapon damage and then you roll the extra.
Yeah.
If you've got striking runes on there, it increases to 2 dice, and a major striking rune puts it to 3. Yeah, I learned all about those deadly dice the other session by accident, when I rolled like max on all my damage dice and one-shotted poor Jameson.
It does what now?
I invented so many other things about the combat except that one, and the game's like, and we're gonna roll max on you, Alan, and it's being recorded, you can't flub this, haha. Shit. Goodness. But you earned the fight that time, that was a rough one for sure.
I wonder if this would be something I could use. I might be able to use a buckler. I just need to find out what my implements count as.
I think you have to be a catfolk to use the claw blade.
Well, that's why I was asking, yeah.
Because it has that trait on there, and I've just been reading for a minute.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think you can use weapons that with other traits. I think that if it's a catfolk, the catfolk trait means it works with like catfolk abilities.
Because they have a legacy version that's a little different too. I don't think it's a restriction. I think it's just a flavor note.
There's another one that's further down that's really similar.
Yeah, because the Borden Axe has the Azarketi trait, but it just means that they're known to use them. Your melee proficiency, as long as if you equip it on your character sheet and you get your full bonus, it should mean you're proficient. This I think when you can't use a weapon specialist weapons that would have the exotic trait. There's a elven weapon, I think.
Claw blade, the claw blade. Catfolk. A creature with this trait is a member of the Catfolk ancestry. Catfolk are humanoids with feline features. An ability with this trait can be used or selected only by Catfolk.
Yeah, you're seeing the legacy version.
It says ability. This is a piece of equipment.
Near as I can tell, it's designed that way. They put it as a Catfolk item. If you have the Catfolk ancestry, you can... it's generally used by those people, and it's a way to get it not as a rare item for you at the start of the game. So that's in there as a side tag. It's not a restriction, it's a feature. So, as near as I can tell, if I've read that correctly, because this is skimmed by me, I completely forgot about Ancestry on equipment. Ancestry on equipment just gives advantage to those ancestries early in the game, and helps define where they come from, but it means about as much as seeing finesse on there if you don't use finesse. It won't have any effect. You can get a claw blade from this one. They do happen to have one. Phew.
Sorry, I didn't mean for that to be such a thing.
Oh, don't even worry.
I just thought it would be cool.
This is a big system that we don't know too well yet, right? So every now and again, things like that come up, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's fine. Let me check what the rules say, and the rules basically seem to point to it as flair, because if you're playing Catfolk right off the get-go, this is no longer a rare item. You can make a defense to the Dungeon Master. I can buy this for 2 gold as part of my starting gear, and they'd say, yeah, sure.
It's not even listed as rare, it's listed as uncommon.
Oh, fair, uncommon. Still same boat at level 1.
Yeah. I'll just, for what it's worth, I'll wear it as, my bow hand. Would that be alright? The hand that I hold the bow.
On that offhand, we'll say.
You still would need to equip it like a regular weapon. You would need to sheath and unsheath it.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Because I think for two-handed weapons, they want your hands completely free. I think you can use... There's some exceptions, like a buckler. You can use if you're holding a light object. It's not a weapon. This has led me down a rabbit hole. To see if I could even use that with my implements.
This will also give John a full chance with his character to do some shopping before he plays. Give him a chance to buy some stuff.
Yeah.
After all that, I think I'm leaning toward the corset knife anyway. Sorry.
This shopkeep has been trying to sell you on the blades, and you're like, and even at the end, they're like, but you could look like Hugh Jackman. You're like, who? And he says, let me tell you. Regales you with legendary tales. Because it seems he's mixed up Hugh Jackman and Johnny Depp. Pirates.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna buy a buckler anyway, even I'll research this and then
pull
that way
if I slap it on your back.
Yeah, if I can use it, great. If I can't, to be honest, I don't think I'm really going to have the action economy to be raising shields, I'll be honest with you, but All it would do is give me a +1 AC bonus if I ever have an action spare.
Most of those fights get a little wonky, a little quick on you, so you're probably right.
I do have a buckler in real life, and I quite like it.
Someday during the zombie apocalypse.
Someday.
I think I got some old katanas under my bed. I'll bring those. We'll sharpen their stainless steel forms and see how many swings they take before they break. I'm gonna say 0.
Oh, well, that was stupid. I thought I bought 2 runestones, not seeing that the quantity had tracked.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now I've got 3. I was like, oh, there should be another one listed there. Well, oh well.
Well, if anybody wanted to buy some, now's a chance to stock up.
So what do the runestones do again? I'm sorry, I was looking at weapons, I think, when we were talking about it.
Oh, they
So
basically...
there's a whole underlying crafting system for your weapons in Pathfinder, where you can install runes into weapons and armor. The plus of a weapon or armor pretty much determines how many runes you can slap in there, and they have to be complementary and work together. It kind of feels like Minecraft, you know, the enchanting table. But a level
I don't.
1.
I never played it, but I take your word for it.
Fair.
You know what? I think you would be proud of me actually for saying this, but I think the only experience I've had of like a similar system is like Final Fantasy VII, and like the 2 hours that I played for it when you can add the stones onto your swords.
Oh yeah.
What are they called? Yeah.
It's exactly like that. The difference is the rune stones act as materia. Normally you'd have to burn that into a blade and be done with it, but the rune stone, you can instead craft it onto the rune stone for full cost, full time, full everything. And then pretty much at just the cost of time, you can take one of these enchantments from a rune stone and put it onto a weapon or armor. So it's a real easy way to do it on the fly if your crafting is good. It costs the runestone to do that, but this way you could prep a dozen of them up to have them ready to go on any future gear that you find in the field that catches your attention. Likewise, you can also pull abilities off of weapons and move them around and stuff. In general, the plus value is how many you can get. A +1 weapon, you get you get 1 runestone on there. And by default, a few of them are very well known. Ones that increase your armor and ones that increase the damage that your weapon does. Those are 2 of them that pretty much everybody knows. Anything beyond that, well, Dan was still looking at books and deciding what he wanted to lean on.
Okay. And how much are they each?
The runestones themselves, which are blank, set up for the party, 3 gold apiece. They don't have any runestones with spells on them.
Okay. I'll buy 2.
Alright.
And I've also, Alan has just said that materia is now canon. So I'm just quickly making a note of that. Materia is canon.
Guy behind the shop shakes his head. No. It used to be an orb of dragon summoning, not materia.
For legal purposes.
Yep. You're like, what does it summon? Bahamut. Oh shit, man. You just ruined it. Oh gosh.
No, you don't call him Bahamut, you call him Destroyer of Worlds.
Oh, yeah.
And then the realm is reborn.
Oh, yeah, Final Fantasy 14. Oh, gosh.
Even deeper cut, nice.
You pull out a red orb, summon this gigantic serpentine red dragon made entirely of garnet gemstones, and you're like, oh, but summoned wrong dragon today. He'd probably just float down, have some tea with you now. He's like, no, I'm in good mood nowadays. Last team made sure of that.
You know what, let's just go suplex a train.
You're doing what now?
I said let's go suplex a train.
Oh, suplex a train. Yes. I'm gonna have to put a train in here somewhere.
Just don't lose your train of thought, okay?
Oh.
I was so
You know
happy
what?
with the remix, they got to keep it.
Guys, this conversation has really gone off the rails.
Oh god.
Well, that's what happens when the train goes crazy.
Just have a one-track mind, don't you?
We're gonna have to nip this conversation in the caboose soon.
Is that a phrase? I've never heard that before.
Nip it in the bud, but I'm stretching.
Yeah, I know.
I could have said kick it in the caboose. That might have worked. Well, you all had the opportunity to do some shopping, which is a rare and infrequent thing to get to do when on the road. Everyone's got themselves a little gear up. Dan's still balancing between some things. Might grab some stuff for himself. But like I say, for your crafting, you can buy crafting base material from this guy. So if you wanted to get like 20 materials worth of making potions, you could do that. They're all light, mind you, so it could add up after a little while. But any of your crafting supplies for that, for armor, weapons, spell equipment onto weapons, it's all here.
How can you guys tell if you're able to craft things?
I have the feats for crafting.
You have a feat for crafting.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you? Also, if you check your skill page, it'll say crafting.
Yeah, I'm trained in crafting, but I didn't know if that does that mean that I'm also trained in like a crafting kit then? Like it goes hand in hand?
Yep.
Oh, I see. So what would I need? Would I need to buy materials to etch on my runestone?
Runestone is a magical item, so you would need magical crafting to be able to put the etch something onto the runestone.
Okay. Where I have crafting +8, does that mean that I could do it already?
No. I took you need magical crafting. It's a feat.
Oh, I see. So only you can make.
Yeah, it's a feat I have specifically taken. That's why I'm looking for alchemy stuff, because then I could craft potions and poisons and other things.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
And then magical crafting books so that I could do the +1 weapons, +1 striking and all that stuff. And then the food crafting is backstory, because I'm a wonder taster. I'm looking for a specific flavor I have found in the past.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So what you can do is just your regular crafting skill, Jillian, is you can like repair things and like make mundane items.
Yeah, so I can make my own arrows.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'd need to. There will be a list somewhere of what you can craft.
Okay, cool. I'll look into it outside of the game.
But I think like in terms of like stuff you want to
It
craft,
also takes
if, like,
days.
Yeah.
4 days, half the cost of the material, and then you can continue crafting to lower it 10 silver per day.
Yep.
Right. And you said
Since I can't... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, no, I was just going to see. You said it's 35 gold to make a rune for you?
Weapon potency +1 is a cost of 35 gold.
Right.
And like 4 days of crafting.
Okay.
That's just base. That doesn't include if I spend the extra time to lower cost.
Yep, and all that stuff.
Right. Because I've still got a big chunk of change. I've got like 58 gold left, so I could buy those components for you.
Since I can't decide, I'll see. Does he have something? Magic crafting or alchemy crafting?
Let me take a look here.
Just formula books.
As you're looking through, wondering what he's got, the first thing he's going to make note is he does have an old crafter's book. Something he says doesn't catch a lot of use anymore, but he'd set that one down for you. It's a basic crafter's book. Contains formulas for crafting the 0-level common items from all of Chapter 6 in the core rulebook. Everything level 0. Everything. Anything else beyond that, there's a chart for items and for magical items and all that. It goes up, like item level 1, the formula price is generally 1 gold. Item level 8, 25 gold, and it goes from there. And that's for any formula you're looking to get. And that's for common items, mind you. Uncommon and rare items, that's a little more specific. Actually, I'm going to give you a link to the formulas page. It has it listed out there pretty good for you. But if there's anything you were looking for the formula for, they might be able to provide that at the listed cost, so long as it's not like an exceptionally rare item. Unfortunately, Dan, you might very well be now frozen with decision. You know what I mean? When you have 50 things to choose from, you only get one, and they're all looking nice. Now, I'm gonna say he's got any degree of formulas from 5th level down for what you're looking for. You'll only have a couple, mind you, but that'll be based on what you buy. Might give you a week as well to decide on that specifically, since that's mostly downtime items. I'm not too concerned if next week you say, actually, I took this thing that's level 3 on the alchemy side. I want that. You say, by all means. You're not about to do it in an instant. It'll take you days for each single thing you do. But this guy does have a small selection of formulas. All types of formula from level 5 down. The other thing to note as well with your magical gears and items, you can always try to reverse engineer the formula from it, eh? It costs the item, mind you, but if you figure out how to make it, you can always make more. There's a lot to the shopping and the items in this game. They put a lot into it. But you definitely get that book. I don't think you had that book yet, did you, Dan? The 0th level everything book? Oh, hold on now. I'm actually not hearing anything on Discord if anyone's talking. Give me 1 sec. I'm just going to disconnect and reconnect. Alright, let's give that a shot.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, hello?
I can hear you now.
Hello.
Okay, it was so funny because Dan was actually talking like a lot for the first time like ever, and you talked over him like 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, I don't think Alan can hear Dan.
Yep, I kind of clued in 2 or 3 shots in. I'm like, it must be. Goodness.
I was beginning to think my mic was failing.
Oh, no.
I
Poor
noticed it was a
Dan.
little quiet, and I look over and I see it blinking, and I'm like, no, we have to fix this right now. So, Dan, as said,
All the 0 level stuff I bought a while back.
okay, so you've got that already, so the basic crafter's book is no good to you. But he has a small selection, and I'm sure you've heard me, I'm repeating myself now. He has a small
Oh, yes, we could hear you, but you couldn't hear us.
Yep. So what were you looking to grab? Did you have anything specific in mind?
No, I was just looking to see what he had, because I also have that other alchemy book we picked up that I have to go through yet that we haven't decided what's in there.
Yep.
It's also a party, I'd say a party decision, because if I'm going to reverse engineer anything, that means I'm going to destroy potential loot for the party. At a chance to be able to make more. Plus, it's also, what does the party need?
does the party need?
Because with my current crafting capabilities, any magical item is on the table if we can get the formula.
Mm-hmm.
And he just said 5th level and lower.
I wonder if there's any like anything like healing wise we can get. I know there's potions and like cure scrolls and wands, but I don't know, they're not on any of our list. I wonder if there's like magical healers kits or something.
I mean, I definitely think we should focus on the whole healing aspect of it, at least for the time being.
Healer's tools, kits is 5e. God damn it, Dean. Oh no, there's just expanded healer's tools, which is a mundane item. It gives you a +1. Alchemical wise, I don't know the magical items well enough to really contribute much. It's maybe something we can put a pin in and come back to. Most of us can see in the dark. Antidotes like poisons and stuff. That's alchemical?
Yeah.
You saved from your ghoul curse, right, Dean?
Me and John are still, well, we've still to decide who's using the remove disease
Right.
thing. I think this is still the same day, so I think I saved against it for the day.
You're holding out, waiting for tomorrow's midday.
Yeah.
God knows how that's going to turn out now.
Interesting. Antidotes give you a +2 item bonus to saving throws against poison.
And Dan, I pulled up the generator for that book of yours, your acidic book. You want to know what formulas it would have in there? It contains 6, and I'll put these in the handouts, as you find instructions how to craft an acid flask, blight bomb, and a mud bomb, and bottled sunlight, all lessers, a star grenade, which is of moderate quality, and an aether marble, but that's also lesser, but is quite a high spell at level 4 for its item value. As it would appear, the alchemical book you read through is noted as alchemical bombs. All weapons for that one.
Chemical bombs.
Now, if you want, because there's so many things to decide from and it's hard to pick, if you all want, I could roll randomly to determine what he has.
Sure. I think that's probably... Yeah. I don't think there's any way I'll be able to pick anything.
There was one I wanted. Just give me a moment.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep. You get first say because this is kind of your character's wheelhouse. But there are 615 alchemical items in the game.
That's just alchemy. I can also do magic crafting.
Yep.
That's into the thousands.
Oh boy. I just had a does that work? The +1 potency runes, which we've got the ability to make some of now. They can be applied to armor, I think.
There's not
Yeah.
too much beyond those potencies
Yeah.
when it comes to your weapons and stuff. They don't give you too much else.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering, 'cause we could make some of our armor +1 with that. The big thing the potency does is let you, like, give you space for the other runes.
Yep.
So it's like I quite like how you can take like the one item all the way through to the end of the game with because you can just upgrade it naturally.
Well, I'll tell you what. Then you get one choice of item then. And I'm gonna randomly give you a few by doing a quick generation and looking through.
Okay.
Oh, and the numbers I put in represent what level these things are, by the way. I should point that out. It's not the number that are available, because I did that for the other ones as we were going. Keep in mind, you're also limited by your level as to which ones you can enchant, if I recall correctly. I'm just gonna sort these. Some of the things that popped up, it's like, no, the party most assuredly cannot have that.
You mean that you're not going to give the random guys the random stuff that will make it random usage happen?
Oh, goodness.
I'll give them this. They'll never use it. Randomly, 2 sessions later, hey, we'll use this to solve this.
I wouldn't be surprised. You pulled some other things out your butt that were random. So if anyone could, you'd be the one high up on that list of, oh no, what have I done?
I think that's why us as a party is so much fun for me, is because we all just randomly pull something out.
Very true. I can only guess on so much, but it's very true. Ooh, that's a lot of alchemical listings. I told Do randomly to just leaned on those, and I'm like, no, don't lean just on those. Alright, here's your listing of available formulas that they would have for sale. Prices vary on them. I should have listed those in while I was going, but you know, can only do so much. Like the glue bullet is 16. I'll edit those, mind you, so I get
Ugly Cute's gift? What?
Yeah, don't ask me, that was partially a random listing. I just took out anything that was broken or way outside of scope.
This spiky stony fragment shed from Ugly Cute's carapace fits quite comfortably with the hand, with a little bulkier than a typical gauntlet. It still functions as a +1 spiked gauntlet. Oh, this item may contain spoilers from Season of Ghosts Adventures Paths. It's unique.
Oh.
A rules element with this trait is one of a kind. The DC of recall knowledge checks the creature with this trait is increased by 10.
Well, you can't really That's a one-of-a-kind item. I don't think that would classify into that. So I'm going to swap that out instead for a spark blade. Because one-of-a-kind items are one-of-a-kind items. I would expect that to be listed under artifacts, but it can only do so much. I was all excited for that too. I'm like, that sounds funky. I wonder what it does. No. Not today, Dungeon Master. Well. And the prices I'm listing are what he would charge for them as well. Some of these may be outside of price because of that, mind you, but you know.
Smoking swords are cool. I've already spent most of my money. I'm just looking. I bought materials for a +1 rune for the party. I got 23 gold left.
The one specifically that I was looking for, sorry it took so long, was Vaccine Miner. It's a 4 gold.
Oh, for that alchemical gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Let me see here.
I was looking to get it earlier, that's why we went hunting for the healer stuff, was because it temporarily makes you immune to the disease.
Yep, you can find a copy, and indeed, only 4 gold for that copy.
I will take that for sure.
On top of that as well, it comes with 1 extra small feature as well. Noted in and tucked away in the back, you would see 1 last alchemical note. And I'm going to add this to the alchemical journal just for the hell of it. Alchemical gauntlet recipe. It takes so much time to craft any of these that I got no trouble giving you dozens of them to play around with. And a couple of those formulae are pretty expensive. I'm not sure what the team would be buying with them, mind you. I figure I'd give you a list of things that you can use, a few you can't, and a few you definitely can't. Yet.
I could put money towards something if people wanted to chip in, but I can't afford anything by myself other than a glue billet, but I'm not sure what a glue billet is.
Yeah, I will contribute some money, but I'm in the same boat as Dean, so I would leave it up to you, Dan.
Oh, glue billets are for it's ammunition for gunslingers.
Yep.
Yeah, I figured it was something like that.
There's in the first Glass Cannon podcast the Giant Slayer for their first adventure arc or campaign, and there was a gunslinger in it, and it's first edition, mind you, but it was some of the numbers that guy was doing was absolutely insane.
Guns. They're a little wild. I like sword. That's a personal weapon.
Yeah, well, and this as well, like first edition, they were hitting against touch AC, which was really low for giants, unsurprisingly. So it was like have like a touch AC of like 12 or something. He's rolling like 32s and stuff like that. Pretty crazy. Seemed fun.
Well, that's guns for you. Gosh.
Yeah. I'm drawn towards the Spark Blade purely because of the item description.
Yeah, it looked interesting.
It's like anything that says it's like cold iron and does damage against like Fae and demons, I'm like, sign me up. I don't know why. I don't know like if they're any good within the context of like the game, but just like in real life folklore.
Yep.
Just like it's just something about cold iron. I'm like, yeah, cold iron.
How much time did we spend in Avernus?
Oh god, a very long time.
Too long.
I wonder why you have a thing for cold iron.
I mean, on top of that, if you look at like most things where they have the Feywild popping up and all these sprites and stuff, they're kind, they come and help you, they play fun games and all that. Not if you, well, Dean would probably have been warned heavily that they're gonna spirit him away. Because I don't know, there's a certain degree of folklore that you stay the hell away from the Fey, otherwise Oberon gonna snatch you up and that's it for you.
Yep. You see people just jumping into the middle of mushroom circles, you're like, okay, well, you know, that's an interesting way.
Of that? It's gonna be how you delete your character. That's how you want to delete your character. Okay. People want a good example of what sort of creature would be good in the Feywild. Mad Maggie. She'd show up there and they just give her a hug. Be like that show Deal or No Deal, except it's no deal or no deal. Good luck.
Jillian played a hag recently and she did a quick one-shot for my Thursday game.
Well, it wasn't that quick, but certainly did a thing.
My favorite.
She played quite a good hag, and that my character was half Fae, who lived in the Feywild. She's like, "Can I have your name?" He's like, "You most certainly may not."
My favorite one I saw was the DM posted this one up and it got turned into a little mini comic, and they're like, they say it's like, "Can I have your name?" And the person looks back, "It is complimentary to give your name should you dare ask for one first. So may I take your name?" They say to them, and the person from the Feywild like blushes and they say, "Okay, it's such and such," and they extend out their hand and shake, and they just got engaged. And the player's like, "What?" And the DM's like, "Judging by your wording, how it went and all that, yeah, they're now enraptured with your character 100%. They're like, "What?" And it's like, "You just signed up to marry them." "What?" "Yep." And they just stuck with the party for the next like umpteenth levels, completely head over heels with the character, and the character wanted nothing to do with them. And the dungeon master prefaced this with a note of like, "The player loved it, so we had fun with this." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have a love-struck puppy show up before a player, and the player says to you after a session or two, "I absolutely hate that character." They're gone. But you pull it for like 10 levels worth of game to just still have that NPC hanging around and still have it be fresh. I'll tip my hat. But of all things, it's like, "You will give me your name first." And they're like, "Okay, we're getting married." It's like, what? Goddamn Feywild.
Who makes up these rules? I don't know.
Oberon, he got drunk last night again. Titania came over and she was like, "Hey, I have an idea. It's gonna really make you laugh." Or Tatiana, or however it's pronounced. Shoot. Ah, God.
I think there's a different pronunciation for every person who says it.
Yep. But we all say
One
puck
of
the
them.
same.
That's true. It's pretty universal.
Yep. God love him, the little jerk. Oh, goodness. Well, the team has done some shopping. Dan's got a bunch of formulas now for his character, and a few even more to buy. And John hasn't even got the chance to buy anything, but he will. With new weapons and new gear, signed up with new armor as well, what's your next steps of action?
Hey.
And you can amend these purchases slightly for next week's game too. You've got a full week for extra stuff. Like if you're saying, "No, we're going to take 20 worth of healing potion building gear," by all means. No trouble with that sort of stuff.
Next steps, I think we've got to try go on that ship, I guess.
Now this is where I'm gonna lean onto my piratey side once again just a little bit. Because as you know, you were dealing with these pirates, and they have been sticking together quite well. But looking on towards their boat, well, there's a couple of them at any given time guarding the edge. In fact, I'm going to move these two over to here. One sitting on the boat, ready to take someone on board. Another two at the end of this dock as well, keeping an eye on whoever's coming up, readying to help people get up on as well. They seem fairly active, and they've been loading up the boat, and you can overhear conversations at this point with all the shopping that's been done. But since you are overhearing these conversations, everyone go ahead and roll me those good old perception checks.
Well, someone just got a natural 20. Jameson, congratulations.
Very nice.
Hooray!
I'm gonna use a hero point because our session is almost over.
Oh goodness, yeah, you've got a few locked up. You give it a roll. As you're all getting on your new gears.
It's worse!
Oh goodness. Deacon strapping into his new armor locks it in place. He overhears some of them talking as they're walking towards the boat. Oh hey Greg, did you hear about that plan that's coming up for this evening? Nah, Polly, what's up? Well, when we make it to the town, we're gonna give them sheer hell from the side cannons, just start unloading. Oh, Polly, that's awesome, man. Oh, I know, right? As you quickly overhear these two fellows, Greg and Polly, talking about plans that the pirates got. As it looks like they're going to be launching this vessel in the wee hours of the evening that are yet to come, and they are going to attack the town. But with that big whopping 28, your character also overhears that apparently there's some treasure, some item in the town that the captain wants. Though one of them says, shame about his brother though, as they're walking away.
I knew it! I raised the twin theory last session.
Actually, I think Julian did, wasn't it?
No, I think it was Dean.
You sure? I thought you said like a soap opera. I can't remember now.
No, I don't think so.
I know someone did. I'll give it to Dean then. Maybe he had a twin.
Deacon will then pass this information to the party, you know, trying to be a little bit stealthy about it.
Well. Right, so just... you said that the body had been dead for a while?
A couple days.
When we found it? Okay. Right. Couple of days, so definitely was the captain we talked to then. So he will recognise us. We gotta get on that ship though, I reckon.
Yeah, try to stop it before it happens.
Now the town sits along the edge of the coastline, as you might recall. A nice little water port. That's fine. It's big details and it's been weeks.
I think Dean and I were in the same boat, excuse the pun, where like, well, all of a sudden we were by the water and we were both like, what? We're by the water?
They're off enough from the coast that it's usually not too much trouble, but a ship unleashing cannon fodder onto the land is going to cause some serious damage for that small town. Now, like I say, it looks like this ship's been modified to have those cannons added on. But still, cannons are cannons.
Okay. You know, it would really put a dampener on their evening. We'd need to go on the ship and sneak in there, but wet gunpowder is...
That is a really, really good idea.
Notoriously useless.
Well, if you're looking to board the ship, there are two main methods you can use. The first, the boats. Oh, my hand's hidden. The boats here. There are two of them. And you can see people come up, chat with the guards, and one of them ferries them towards the boat, where they're hoisted up on the side or climb up on riggings to get up to the top layer with the rest. Alternately, there is a single gangplank leading on the opposite side of the shore. Getting there, however, is a bit of a walk through the innards of this area, which means you'd have to bypass shoulder to shoulder with you don't know how many other piratey individuals to get there. So you've got two options to get onto the boat in a regular, everyday sort of way. Anything else might require some expressive and extensive stealth.
Is the gangplank, are people carrying goods up on in the boat by the gangplank?
There is some movement
Okay.
on that gangplank, but it's mostly people. Much of the goods is being brought up using winches and cranes that are taking advantage of the masts themselves, hanging off of there and just lifting up with ropes. Considerably faster and more efficient, giving most of their loots in this way.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we can all like grab like a sack or something to make it look like we're carrying stuff, and then we carry it on our shoulder and it'll like partially hide our face, and we just try and get on the gangplank that way.
That might be the best, because if we go up through the boats, that would put us on the main deck with the captain, who's seen us.
I think either way we'll end up on the main deck of the ship.
I would agree with that.
I'm not too sure that there's a spot on the ship where the captain won't see us.
Unless he's
I'm-
like in the cabin and not on the deck with the crew.
Yeah, I think at least if we're carrying something, it makes it look like we're doing a job at least.
Yeah. No, I
Make
think
it a
that's
bit more
I think it's a good idea.
inconspicuous. But I'm also, if people would rather just get lifted up, that I'm cool with that. That was just my initial thought.
Well, you can put yourselves to work, so to speak. Get some baggage put together and try to make your way around the stealthy way through the back. If the team's thinking that's a good idea.
I mean, it's an idea. I don't know if I'd be so bold as to say it was good. But I can say it as an idea.
It's always hard to predict what's going to happen. I try to have
Yeah.
multiple plans for things, but it's always hard to predict what's going to happen.
So I would cast my vote in that direction, but I will go with the group majority.
I think your idea is as good as any, which is none, which is what I have to offer. So
Yeah, I go with your idea.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Maybe if we are doing a job, we might just go unnoticed.
yeah, just keep our heads covered with their sacks and keep our head down and hope for the best.
As the vaccine is saying this to the group, the rest of you are like, great, sounds good. Phoenix picking up an empty stack of boxes onto the side. Nestry throwing a sack over his shoulder.
Guys, we've all talked to the pirate captain. I was in Kitsune uniform. He hasn't seen my human form.
Nice.
This
If that changes an idea for anyone.
And he hasn't seen my face.
That's true. Well, I reckon then, if the captain approaches us, then me and Nestor like try and stand behind you guys.
Yeah.
Well, as everyone's loading up, it's Phoenix who's approached. As you see a female pirate walk over to you, puts a firm hand on your shoulder and say, hey there, don't think you're about to get away with this. You don't think I see what you're doing here, you lot?
Oh.
Ed's character. I'm not being asked questions yet. I'm not doing nothing. Oh. And she gives a sign. Oh. That's all you. Oh. And she gives you a little shove as she reaches down and picks up 2 very heavy bags, each one laden with root vegetables, and throws them over your character's shoulders and smacks you hard on the back once. Says, get to it now. Get carrying. Your character is now laden with far too much bulk to move at a regular pace. Keep that in mind while you're carrying those, though I don't imagine it's going to cause you too much trouble. The rest of the team, with their false wares, and unfortunately, since I rolled a 2 on that D4, your character was targeted. As everyone else is loading up gear, apparently they didn't think you were carrying quite enough, as she's left this with your character and then walked away.
Sorry, whose character? I missed who
Phoenix.
she's.
Phoenix.
Oh, gotcha.
He got picked randomly. Give him that quick jump. Oh, sorry. You got
Yeah, I said just be glad I didn't decide to be confusing.
Oh, God.
I can make this real confusing.
Summoning a parade?
No, kitsunes have a different name for every form they take.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, cause kind of like every form is like its own personality kind of thing.
I didn't read further into it. I just went, nope, I'm taking one name across the board. It's going to be confusing enough trying to keep track of all these spells and all this other stuff.
Oh.
But kitsunes have a different name for every form. So once I got the polymorph spell, every form I can polymorph into, I would have to come up with a name for.
My goodness. So you basically saying to your dungeon master, actually my character is Jonathan right now. And then you switch to another form, and now it's Ajax. It's like, alright, so Phoenix, Ajax, so Ajax, thank you. You know what I mean? There'll be that one player.
Yeah. I was like, no, not doing that.
Well, you're all loaded up with your gear. And you've got a singular path to walk to get up to that top area. So, as you make it to that gangplank galleon, go ahead and roll me either a deception or performance check. Everybody. Your choice. You're either a good liar or a good actor. Or neither.
That's me, neither.
Mystery is a horribly honest person.
And me. +2 for both.
Oh, goodness.
Fuck's sake.
I have a -1 and a -2.
The dice scene's like, yes, I am pirate. Just walks along singing, yo ho ho. They're like, what the hell is yo ho ho?
My below 10 to above 10 roll ratio is pretty shocking
Jarring.
today.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to use a hero point to re-roll that.
That's fair.
I can't reroll. I use my rerolls on disguises.
I'm gonna do the same for mine. I'll re-roll it.
Alright. So we got a
I can't get any higher, so I'm going to leave it.
Yup.
Yep. No, it's at least I'm in there with you, Dean. Don't worry.
You get a 1 as well?
Ho ho and a bottle of rum.
Oh, I rolled a 2 and a 3 when I used my hero point.
Oh boy.
Well,
Boy.
we got a 4, a 5, a 15, and a 22 on the board as the 4 of you start making across this place. And I'm going to take control of your minis for just a moment here. As I cluster you all together. All of you carrying stuff, and Phoenix, who was the one caught carrying extras, walking along, having no real trouble. Because, well, no one looks sideways at your character. You got it naturally perfect, no problem. You even get a slight nod. One of them puts a hand on Devaxian's shoulder as you're walking by. They just give a nod. They point at the legs. They say, lift from the knees. It'll be a little easier on yourself, buddy. They give you that side eye, but they don't hold well enough. Same for Nestri. As another... Oh, I lost the party member. Got shuffled together here because I bumped a wall. There we go. Gets paused by another pirate. She gives you a firm glance for a minute and glares. Leans in and says, weren't you or your sister that was killed in the war? Shoot, I'm not sure which. She continues to walk off, slightly inebriated. Now, you might be wondering, how? How did I not fail? Well, enough party members passed that you didn't arouse enough suspicion as you make your way to that gangplank. to walk onto the ship. As the captain themselves turns to look the four of you over, a slight glare in their eyes for a brief moment, and you wonder if the 17, 18, 20, 22s that you rolled earlier are high enough to get past their natural perception. Can they see through your disguise? They give a firm pointing towards the group as they say, "You lot over there!" And as much as I'd love to say we'll find out next week, no. They point at the back of the ship, say, "Stack your shit there, get down deck and go. We ain't got time for this." They move and start working on some of the knotting for the rigging. As it would appear, you've skimmed a pass on that check from the start of the session as well.
Huzzah!
The team has successfully boarded the pirate ship. I mean, that was close though, with a couple of those rolls that came up. Oh god.
Oh yeah, it's
Good timing.
Foundry is in a mood today.
Deacon doing that hero point for the pull the 15 up from the 5, swapped from a fail to a pass. I don't know.
Yay!
I find Foundry is in a mood every day. I have
Yep.
never rolled good through Foundry since we've started using it.
Oh, it's a wild time.
I was terrified when I realized, oh, this is going to be a deception heavy session, and I have horrible stats in those.
The team
we
decided
got-
to take the sneaky method. Oh, sorry, Dean, you go ahead.
As you say, we've got to take a hat off to Dan's natural 20 as well.
Yep.
Yep. Shout out to
There
Dan.
was a moment. I even threw extra laden stuff to make it harder for his character to move around, so if he did get caught, he'd be in bigger trouble because it'd be harder for him to steer. But he's like, "Nah, I'm rolling a 20 now. We're moving past this. I want on that boat. I want a boat." That's definitely a pat on the back lucky moment for sure. But you successfully boarded this vessel. It's still early in the day, mind you, but in a few hours, they intend to set sail and attack. So you've all got some planning for what you want to do next. You'll be in the belly of the beast. And John's character will probably be just showing up next week. We'll find out once he's here. Same with Kyle's character. In fact...
Oh, I've got an idea for Kyle's character.
Oh, yeah?
Or just walking past the room, just to hear a voice, "Can you let me out?"
Yup. I was honestly thinking he might be kidnapped inside the boat.
Yeah.
Might be cursing, kicking, trying to get his way out already, and the team would bump into him. You know.
I'll help you take these guys down.
Accidentally thinks you're all pirates, attacks you all anyway for like half a turn, and you're like, "No, no, no." Show the good guy badge, and he's like, "Oh, level 4. Oh, I see now."
Attacks us, mage hand, slap from across the room. Cut it out.
It's like, "Hey, don't do that. You're a villager. I'm in fact a PC." Ooh. Oh, goodness. Well, you've made it onto the ship, and we're a bit over on time for today, so that's a pretty good spot for us to take a pause. But definitely give yourselves a clap on the back, because it was close a few times for sure, but holy wow, you managed to pull it off and managed to sneak onto the ship. Strategically speaking, you've got the devil by the horns now, don't you? They don't know that you are who you all are.
Yeah. I know you probably can't tell us just yet because they we'll probably be fighting enemies with the same stat block. But I think the highest deception I got was an 18 in those disguise checks.
Yep, 17,
How-
18, 20, 22.
How close was that? Can you tell us that, or will we need to wait till the section's over?
If you didn't hero point and reroll yours, you would have failed. Definitely. You skim a pass when you pulled that hero to get yourself, I believe, a 17. I have it on a note file here, but I made a note immediately as to whether or not you failed on it, man. You were sitting on a fail. You would have stepped onto this boat at this exact moment. He would have looked at you, glared, and said, "You." And you know, that would have been a whole thing. But no, you pulled that hero point with good timing. You saved your own butt, man. You saved it by like 2.
Alright,
Your 15 was a fail, and then your 17 was a pass.
Yep.
Right, so it could have been 1 or 2 points in it. Okay, alright.
It was close, man, but you picked a good... Everybody did pick good times to use those hero points this session. They actually really paid off for the team. There was a couple times.
Not mine.
Deacon's paid off as well. He got that 15, so 2 of you passed instead of just 1, which didn't give away the team as you're walking. But you know, Jillian, you made the attempt. That's the important thing. Overall, the team did awesome.
There was an attempt.
My goodness, the dice were against you ever since that perception check, though.
It's cool. Fine.
It was a good time, though. It was clever moves, fanciful things done. And now you're in the best place you wanted to be, in the belly of this ship. We'll get an updated map for next week for the inside combat. It might be slightly bigger than what you see on the map here because, well, honestly, if that's the size of the ship, it isn't going anywhere on the water. But for the sake of a cool-looking map, well, you know, it's all 3D and fancy. I'm going to go ahead. I'll cut the recording there.